So aloha, I'm Dr. Mari, and this is Amr. He's one of our patients here at the Terrain Modification Retreat in Hawaii on Dr. Cassar's ESP Organic Farms. And today is sadly his last day here, so we're just doing an interview to see how the retreat went and what his experience was like. So you can say hello.
Hello.
And so when did you first find out about Dr. Cassar?
It was around 6 years ago, and at that time I was searching for different modalities to improve my health and the health of my family due to various challenges I have been going through and my family has been going through, so that's how it all started.
Awesome. Maybe you can tell them a little bit about the reasons why you decided to come here and a little bit about your health challenges.
So around 4 years ago I started to have some sort of chronic fatigue where I never feel better regardless of rest, taking holidays, sleeping, as much as I need. It's just feeling tired all the time. And as things progress, things starting to get worse, and I started to have mental issues as well. So things like brain fog, just my mental sharpness started to decline over time. And I work as a software engineer, so having mental sharpness is very important because 100% of my work is purely mental work. Things have been progressively getting worse over time, and then I started to get some constant irritation. I get nervous very easily, and over these 4 years I have been trying so many different treatment approaches, so conventional approaches, alternative approaches, Chinese herbs, acupuncture, Ayurvedic medicine, kinesiology, just so many different things. And just every one of these modalities got me a little bit of improvement, but I never got any substantial improvement.
And you also had, with the chronic fatigue, you weren't able to work out.
Yeah, I haven't been working out for 4 years.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe.
For me, it's gotten so worse that walking was relatively hard for me.
Just a short distance.
Yeah. Just trying to, I have to walk to the train to get to work. It's like 10-minute walk. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
And I felt like I have to spend a lot of effort just to walk.
Yeah. How about you tell them what we did today for your last day here?
So today we had a jog in one of
Akaka Falls. We went for a good brisk jog at Akaka Falls.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of stairs there. And Amr was able to jog twice around Akaka Falls.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, just a big smile afterwards. It was a total transformation. So you've been here now for 21 days. And so if you had to sum up your experience, how would you describe your experience here?
Well, the experience has been amazing. For me, I had the primary objective I've been working towards is to break the vicious cycle that I cannot get out of. So I feel tired all the time. My mental sharpness is relatively low. It's hard to concentrate. So it's hard for me to research, to try to fix my problem because I cannot focus. So it's always this endless loop that I've been trying to break. So to have someone kickstart the process for me, so that I can I've always been trying to take responsibility of my health.
Yeah.
But there are certain situations where you just have to get someone to give you this push.
So you feel like that's what happened here?
Yeah. So this is the objective or the goal that I have been trying to reach. And the other goal that I did not expect to get is the amount of knowledge I have gained in the retreat.
Awesome.
It's like having someone kickstart your health and at the same time provide you with the vision on how you can continue improving things as you go forward.
So as far as the things you learned here, what types of things, if you could just kind of share with people the things you learned? Probably you're talking about most of in the kitchen.
Yeah. So I've learned so many things and different modalities in nutrition, raw foods, exercising, lifestyle, detoxification, and so many other things. I actually did not expect I would learn so much in such a short period of time.
Great.
Just like I have so many things to do over the last at least year.
Yep.
So it was a lot more than I was expecting from a educational perspective.
Awesome. Okay, so for those of us who don't know, the Terrain Modification Program consists of 7 days of water-only fasting, so just water, distilled water, and then 7 days of coconut, and then 7 days of raw, super living foods refeeding. In Amr's case, we decided to extend the water fast because his condition had been going on for 4 years, so it was more chronic, and so we gave him a little longer water fast. How did you feel coming in? You had never water fasted before?
Yeah, I've never water fasted before. I did something that we call dry fasting, so where we do not eat or drink anything from sunrise to sunset. But that's about the only type of fasting I have done before.
So how did you feel coming, knowing that you were going to water fast for 10 days?
I really didn't know what to expect, considering that generally I have to eat something every hour or so. So just the idea of not eating anything for days was quite odd for me. So I really didn't know what to expect. Yeah, especially that if I do not eat, get some fruits or something every hour or two, I get dizzy and I just lose my...
Yeah, I remember you were worried that you were going to lose too much weight or that you weren't going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And so maybe you can tell them a little bit about your first couple days and what you experienced.
The first couple of days, in my case, I actually had a lot more energy, which is something I did not expect. It just feels you have this constant levels of energy that I was reading and I was walking. I was just I didn't feel like I was missing anything. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Then what about when you got a little deeper into the fast, like your day 4, day 5? What kind of feelings, or maybe you can tell them a little more about your experience with the...
Yeah, so over the 10 days, I had periods when I had energy and other periods where I did not have any energy. So it was like fluctuating a little bit. So the first 5 days I was like, sometimes I have some energy, sometimes I don't. And I used to sleep a lot. And as things progressed through the other, the later 5 days, I started to feel weaker and weaker. So I was like spending more time in bed. And
how about hunger? Did you feel any hunger?
No, actually I never felt any hunger throughout the 10 days.
That's surprising, huh?
Yeah, it's actually very hard for me to break the fast.
Yeah.
Because my body did not want any food, even after 10 days.
Yeah, we maybe could have went a little further with him, but because time constraints and, having to get back to the real world. But how was it when you broke your fast?
In my case, my body did not really want to break the fast, so it was hard. Like it took me probably 10 hours just to drink some coconut water because my body was just, no, I don't want food now.
Yeah.
I'm busy with other things, so
yeah.
It was pretty hard.
Yeah.
I think you should work with your body if you have the flexibility in your schedule. You just
stay longer.
Yeah, just like go with it till your body is ready.
Yeah, and it's actually extremely common, like in Amr's case, for people to want to fast for longer than the 7 days. So we actually see that pretty commonly, and people wanting to stay actually past the 21 days is very normal. So I remember before the fast, you didn't really feel that strongly about food. You were telling me, oh, I'm just eating because it's time to eat, or I need energy, but I don't really crave any food. And so how would you say that that's changed now?
Generally speaking, I do not have a lot of attachment to food. Like food for me is not, there's no emotional connection with me and food. What ended up happening after the fast is that I started to enjoy food more. it's still not an emotional thing, but it's like you enjoy eating rather than just eating to,
just eating just
to live.
Yeah, great. And how about cooking now? You have some enjoyment with cooking.
Yeah, actually, I used to spend very little time in the kitchen, and I've been spending more time here learning things, hands-on, and I actually enjoy it. Yeah, so I think I'll be spending more time.
Yeah, and maybe
playing.
We can talk a little bit about Dan, since he's not here. Dan's our chef. He does the raw living superfoods for our patients, and he does all the classes. So maybe you could talk a little bit about your experience with him.
I've learned so much from Dan in so many things, not just in raw foods, but just about the consciousness and living and the meaning of life. And it's just, I've learned a lot of things from him. In addition to a lot of details about how to eat healthy and how to prepare meals and how to plan in advance for what you might need, and I've learned so many things from him.
What were some of the things that you expected to be really difficult?
I didn't know how the water fast was going to work, considering that I have to eat all the time. So this is something I was expecting to face problems with. What I did not expect to face problems with is the food, which was probably the most challenging aspect for me in the whole retreat. That when I started feeding my body raw foods, my body didn't know what to do with it, and I would swish the food in my mouth sometimes for minutes, and my mouth is not able to break it down.
So it's kind of a surprise for you.
Yeah. It was so hard for me the first probably 3 days of eating raw foods, considering I used to eat like 90% cooked foods.
Exactly.
So my body is used to deal with these types of...
This brings us into a good point, is transitioning from a mostly cooked food into a diet of raw food. And it's really common for people to have these symptoms where it's a little difficult for your system to get used to all the raw food. And especially Amr's diet before he came here, it did include meat regularly. What were you eating, meat every day?
Almost every day. Yeah.
And cooked food every day. And how do you think your diet will be now when you're going home?
I would like to transition to more of a raw food diet. I'm not sure if I'll be doing 100% raw food diet or maybe 80%, but I don't want to go below the 80% range.
So you're going for more of a transitional diet. You're going to continue with a traditional diet.
Transitional
diet.
Yeah, I'll be cutting meat and chicken and seafood for a while, but I don't know how my body will respond to this over the long term. Like during my 21 days here, I did not have any cravings for meat. So far I'm not suffering from any
and that's a surprise for you, right? You thought that you were really going to need the meat, especially since we've been working out every day, twice a day.
Yeah, I think my body tends to crave eggs now. Yeah, it's like I have to have it every day.
Great. So we're doing eggs as as part of his transitional diet in order for him to get enough creatine for his body to be coming off being used to eating meat every day. And since we are having him work out twice a day as part of his program here, he's getting used to eating, what are you up to, almost 6 eggs a day now?
Yeah, we're getting there, yeah.
So about 6 eggs a day, and we're doing them soft boiled. So this is a great thing for people who are trying to transition onto a more raw foods, onto a more vegetarian diet. So you think that, do you feel prepared to take the things that you learned here and take them home? And do you think that you're going to be able to bring this into your house with your family? And
yeah, I think one of the biggest benefits that I had here is the daily classes that we have been having here on how to eat and how to plan and how to... And even when we're going outside and do the shopping and farmers markets and going to health food stores, and just having someone who has been doing this for many years just give you these tips and tricks and best practices that would take you otherwise many months, or just to having someone who has already figured things out for you, provide you with this level of knowledge is just has been amazing.
Great. So even going to the farmers market was helpful for you for learning what things, how to buy groceries, what to look for when you're at the store, and the kinds of things you want to plan for when you're going shopping. So you're planning your meals. So those are the kinds of things that we're showing you.
Yeah, I've never bought anything from farmers market before, so it was like interesting.
A good experience.
Yeah.
Especially in Hawaii, we have such an abundant variety of fruits and vegetables. So you really got to see a lot while you were here. So how overall was your experience what you expected?
It was a lot more than I expected.
Great. So you chose to come here to give yourself a healthy vacation or like a fresh start, put yourself through a transformation. And do you feel like you achieved that? And if so, do you feel like this is something that you would recommend to somebody who's considering doing a vacation where they come back healthier, more vibrant, and moving into a more healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, so the biggest advantage in this kind of vacations is that you get to integrate so many different health modalities together. So for me, over the past four years, I have been trying different techniques all separately, but I haven't found one location that can merge all of these modalities together. So you have the environment, the air, the atmosphere, the nutrition, so many different healing and health development techniques all put together. So over this 21
full package.
Yes, exactly, which allows you to transform your health much faster than trying separate bits and pieces, because sometimes when you have certain health challenges, you have to get like aggressive and
jumpstart.
And push things as hard as you can, and having all of these professionals around you along with the environment helps to accelerate the
Do you feel like you would have been able to
process.
get to the point that you're at now without having come here and done the fasting and done
Yeah. For me, water fasting has been an incredible experience, and I felt my body healing so many different things on many different levels. So I had a hernia surgery in my lower abdomen 20 years ago, and around day 7, day 8, I started feeling kind of discomfort in this area, which gives you the impression that your body is working on these like scar tissues and very, very old injuries. So it's an amazing experience. So I would definitely advise people to try and come here. And the other advice is to try not to time your water fast. Just try to work with your body.
To listen to your body.
Yeah,
this is an important point, a very important point. A lot of people try to decide, okay, I'm going to do a 7-day fast, and then they try to make it to 7 days, or they feel like they failed. But it is really important, like Amr's pointing out here, to really, really listen to your body and do as your body is asking. And really, we're not trying to torture ourselves, although it might seem that way when we tell you you're only allowed to have water. What we're really trying to do is nurture the body, and so we want to do that and listen when the body tells us it's time to stop, or even listen when the body tells us, you know what, it's time to keep going with this because we're getting a lot of healing going on.
Yeah, I think the water fast develops this connection between you and your body, because generally in your day-to-day life you don't care about what your body wants, or
like.
you just have stuff, you have your like daily routine, you just go through it every day, and this fasting process allows you to connect more deeply with what your body's trying to tell you it wants, and what your body's trying to tell you that it doesn't want. So
yeah, we were able to see maybe some food sensitivities that you wouldn't have recognized. He's been eating them his whole life, and after the fast you were able to see that you were reacting to those foods specifically because you're able to be more in touch with your body and be more in touch with how food is affecting you.
Yeah.
So that was one of the great things you experienced.
Yeah.
So overall, if you had to look into the camera right now and tell people who are watching this whether they should come here and help kickstart their kind of health adventure, what would you tell? What would you tell them? Or tell them?
Well, I would tell them, if you are ready to take control of your health and take your take your level of consciousness and awareness, and just see how far your DNA can take you. This is a very, very good starting point.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do not recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.